Please be seated. The assembly has resumed. Honorable members, this issue came about in a very convoluted manner. In regards to the matter raised by the Leader of the Opposition, I have had sight of the motion the member has referenced, which was signed originally by the Honorable Leader of the Opposition and the elected member from Bordentown West. It was then filed in the clerk's office on the 8th of June 2018. I consider the motion to be a private member's motion, which was duly signed and seconded and allowed under the standing orders. The fact that other names were on the motion, I assumed that since the content matter was not referred to me originally as provided for under the standing orders, that the names that were there was only an attempt to have the full backing, that is the support, of the members of the Public Account Committee, and therefore a private member's motion. The clerk thought it to be, and I thought the same. I have now determined by the presentation by the Leader of the Opposition, it is not a private member's motion, but a motion on privilege. However, in an attempt to bring it as a motion from the committee, it would have had to have a majority of the committee members' signatures. Therefore, the member from West Bay North signed the motion. Nevertheless, as I have stated, I still considered it to be a private member's motion because it did not follow the process required for a privileged matter to be raised in the Legislative Assembly. According to the Leader of the Opposition, this matter was as a result of evidence provided by Chief Officer Jennifer Ahern during a Public Accounts Committee meeting on the 10th of October 2017. The member is asking for my permission to move the motion for the Legislative Assembly to agree to hold Ms. Ahern in contempt and to refer the matter to the Director of Public Prosecutions for prosecution under Section 16 of the Legislative Assembly Immunities, Powers, and Privileges Law. Under the Immunities, Powers, and Privileges Law, Section 16, a person who intentionally gives a false answer to a question before the Assembly or a committee commits an offense either against Section 104 on oath or Section 103 not on oath of the Penal Code. The only other provision relating to the offenses under the IPP law is Section 19, which states that prosecution can only be instituted with the written sanction of the DPP, Director of Public Prosecutions. There does not appear to be requirement for the matter to firstly be reported to the presiding officer under our standing orders. However, where our standing orders are silent, Erskine May is followed. The Public Accounts Committee, as I have noted, did not follow the requirements as stipulated in Erskine May for a report to be provided to the presiding officer. The report from the PAC on the Auditor General's report of the Cayman Islands Health Services Authority referenced the issue of the evidence by Ms. Ahern and stated that the PAC had not charged Ms. Ahern and would refer the matter to the Deputy Governor for action. The report did not recommend contempt charges by the House, nor a referral to the DPP for charges to be brought against Ms. Ahern. The report was tabled in this Honorable House. The Honorable Leader of the Opposition then, sometime later, filed a motion to have Ms. Ahern held in contempt and for the matter to be referred to the DPP for a ruling as required under Section 16 of the Immunities, Powers, and Privileges Law. Matters of privilege under Standing Order 28 can be raised at the first available sitting once the presiding officer has been informed of the matter to be raised. Under Standing Order 14.1J, the item of raising of matters of privilege is listed on the order paper before other business, K, or government business, L, and will be heard before the same. Hansard's show that Mrs. Ahern stated, and I quote, "I believe, and I don't have the list in front of me, but I believe that there has been continuity. I don't think that there has been a change, that we've changed the board wholesale. But again, I am speaking from memory and not from paper in front of me, and I don't know for certain. But certainly a recommendation from the ministry when appointments are being considered is to make sure that there is some continuity for that very reason, to ensure that there is some consistency from one to the next as those appointments are being made." End of quote. Having regards to this evidence, Ms. Ahern endeavored to answer the questions put to her truthfully and to the best of her recollection, as she says. So, to summarize, when the motion was tabled, it was only signed by the mover and the seconder, but it had the names of the other PAC members printed on it, not signed. There was a title to the motion, but to me it was just a title for the motion, and the clerk considered it a private member motion, as did I, as I thought the names of the PAC members was to show support. It is today being raised as a privilege motion. There is nothing sinister about the process as I see it from my end, from the way it came to the clerk and then to me. To me, it's a private member's motion because the members of the PAC moving the motion have not followed the correct process according to Erskine May. So the only way for the motion to be submitted for debate would have been to file as a private member's motion, which the standing orders would have allowed and which would have been the right of members to so do. That is how I viewed the matter, honorable members, a private member's motion, which deals with the privilege of the House, but not coming on the order paper as a privilege motion. In the light of the foregoing, I am not persuaded that the circumstances give rise to any live issue of perjury or contempt or breach of the privileges of this honorable legislative assembly. This is my ruling. Madam Clerk, item 11, please.
Government business, bills. First readings. The Immigration Amendment Bill, 2018.
I would urge members to stop making assumptions, and if you want to make it in your mind, only God and you would be able to stop that. But please do not make assumptions on any ruling I have given. I think this is a good time to get a refreshment so we'll adjourn until 2:10.